Late night with BDD. What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Late Night with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, aka Brooklyn Dad. And hang on a second. This music is way too loud. It's like, I can't hear you, Brooklyn Dad, because the music is nice, but it's so damn loud. There we go. That's a little bit better. How is everybody doing today? Happy Monday. Let's see, who do I have here? Scott Samuelson, Bernadette H., Lucy L., Cha-Cha, Grab Life by the Cherries, Stephanie L., Aries Wanderer, That Damn Alaskan, Fox Hill Dreams, Ness from Connecticut, Tanya Vav is here, That Damn Karen is here. Let's see. Somebody says, love this, LOL, this communist. What is it with trolls and communism? I bet you if I were to ask, hey, I wonder before you guys banish this guy to Thumb City, what does communism mean to you, Lundbox? Can you answer that question? Let's see if we can get an actual answer. Watcher Soko is here. Gail, philosophy has made it to alive. That's what's up. Scott Samuelson, Mrs. Mia to you. Gail is here. Cindy C. Diane London, there she is. They don't know. Let's see. Like he's gonna answer. You troll there. They don't. My peeps don't think you know what it is. They think you got rocks in your head. He's Googling now. he's gonna copy and paste some crappy answer. Man, I don't care. You're a commie. All right, so let's jump into it. It's been a while. It has been a minute. Things were busy this past week. I had something funky going on with my nose. I told a few of you guys. It was painful too. It was like I had a crusty booger. It wouldn't dislodge, and even when I touched outside my nose like this, it hurt, and I was just distracted as hell by that. Anyway, feeling a bazillion% better. Wifey and I had a very lovely weekend. Yeah, and I did some watching of some shows that I want to share with you. But let's see. First off is let me put this up here. Okay, so that's the graphic for tonight's show. Club Q, Georgia Runoff, Thirsty Elon. So yeah, we have yet another tragedy, and we're going to discuss this because we cannot be those people who get desensitized by things like this. We cannot. The Georgia runoff, we got some good news for Reverend Warnock and Georgia Democrats. Okay. Hey, Ness from Connecticut. Thank you, my friend, for the kind donation. Thank you for that. And last but not least, we have this crazy nut job doing everything he can to not improve, but make Twitter worse. Or is he? There are some theories being bandied about out there that actually that's not his intention, to ruin Twitter, but to improve it. Anyway, I am steadily out there milling about, talking to people, trying to get folks to come on, interesting guests to come on the show. So I don't have any good news on that front for this week, but for next week, have you guys heard of Noel Kasler? Sure, you have. Noel Kasler is is a veteran alumni from the Celebrity Apprentice. He's one of the guys who was behind the scenes, who saw everything and heard everything. He's got some stories. He's going to be on the show with us next week. Yeah. It's going to be a Wednesday. Wednesday. And oh yeah, Nez from Connecticut bring up that meanwhile Tesla stock keeps dropping. I saw today it was down to 167. And it's weird how these financial institutions talk about it like it's concerning, but it'll rebound. That's weird that something like that would lose so much value, and people are like, yeah, it'll be fine. Okay, so that is happening next Wednesday, not 2 days from now, but following the 30th, November 30th. So mark your calendars. It's going to be a fun show. Lucille says Don Winslow blocked you. I'm sorry to hear that. He does sometimes, his block, but you can't blame him. I don't think he intended to block you. I'm sure he didn't. I think as we are going through, and I have stopped blocking for the most part. The only people I block now are people who post malicious links on my threads. If they're like trying to sell crypto, good Lord, I keep getting this crypto spam on my tweets, and I block those immediately. But yeah, it must have been a mistake. So anyway, I told you guys that I saw some stuff this weekend, and first off, in the tweet promoting this show, I did promise a spoiler-free live review of the Walking Dead finale. So, Scott Samuelson says just mute everyone. That's what I've been doing, but those malicious spammers, I blocked them. Anyway, fun fact, Scribble My Dibbles, my sister is the one who turned me on to Walking Dead many years back. And when she first told me about it, I was like, why do I want to watch another show? Yet another show about zombies. I mean, I've seen them all. I've seen Night of the Living Dead. I've seen Dawn of the Dead. I've seen so many zombie things. 28 Days Later. She's like, no, you don't understand. It's not about, she was emphatic too. She's like, it's not about zombies. It's about people and politics. And Josh, you gotta watch it. So when I get a really emphatic suggestion, recommendation, I do take it. I do. So, and I ended up really getting into the show and watching it all. I want to say 10 or 11 seasons it was. It was a long running show. And actually there were some seasons that I could have done without. Some bullshit ass seasons that they just dragged the story along when really they took 8 episodes to tell us what should have taken 2 episodes to tell, if that many. But without further ado, the Walking Dead finale last night was impressive, I thought. As far as finales go, because it's not easy to get a finale right, especially when you have rabid fans, people who've been watching the show, and they have high expectations to see certain things happen. So without giving away too much, there was something that people were waiting to see that they did see. I don't know if it unfolded the way they wanted it to, but it did happen. And it was, all I can say is there were some characters that hadn't been seen in a minute, and that's all I'll say about that. But the series finale had it was like a very strong emotional punch to it. We lost some characters, some pretty significant characters. But yeah, it was good. It was very good. I don't want to spoil it. If you enjoyed the show at some point in your life and you watched like 3 or 4 seasons or whatever, and then you were like, man, I can't be bothered with that show anymore. It would take you a while to catch up and really give a damn about the characters on the screen. But I can say, it's worth a watch. It's good. It was 90 minutes. It was good TV. Very good. Excellent acting, great direction. Speaking of excellent acting and great direction, though, Fargo is my jam. Fargo. I can't say enough great things about this show. Now, it's not a new show. In fact, it's been kicking around on FX for a while now. I think since maybe 2014. That might have been the first season, but it's fantastic, and it's very loosely based on a movie of the same name. It takes place in Fargo is in North Dakota, North Dakota. But it's like a series of stories about crimes, and in the intro of every episode it says, out of respect for the survivors, the names have been changed, but out of respect for the dead, the events are told exactly as they happened. And when you see that in the beginning of the episode, you're like, this looks interesting. And it is. Now, wifey and I started actually watching from season 4. Here's my thought process, right? I had already seen season 1 years ago, but this was before I even had met wifey, right? So I'd already seen season 1. I knew it was a gem, but season 4 featured Chris Rock. And Cindy C, no, I haven't gotten into Yellowstone yet. I did watch 1 or 2 episodes of that, and it didn't grab me. I'll try it again. But season 4, Chris Rock, fantastic, like captivating season, excellent. But season 1 stars Martin Freeman. Some of you might recognize him from The Hobbit. He was The Hobbit, and Billy Bob Thornton, right? And basically, the story kicks off when these two meet in a hospital, and one is complaining to the other about a bully, and before you know it, things happen, things unfold, and laws get broken, sheriffs step in, and sheriffs and deputies step in to investigate. The guy in this picture in the background is Bob Odenkirk. Odenkirk, from Better Call Saul. That's Saul Goodman, aka Jimmy McGill, from the Better Call Saul show. He's a great actor, and that's the thing about this. It's chock full of excellent actors. Holy shit, Philosophy, my buddy, my friend, thank you very much for the kind, generous donation. His dish is under 5 feet of snow. What? Why in my brain, Philosophy, aka John, I could have sworn you were on the West Coast. I'm confused. I'm very confused by that. 5 feet of snow. Anyway, this show is chock full of fantastic actors, including this lady here who, God forbid, I can't remember her name, but she was amazing. She's the main character. These guys here, the two on the one on the far left and the far right, they're criminals who are trying to, they're like hitmen basically. Even Key and Peele were in this season. It was a phenomenal cast, and I can't say enough about this show. Season two was even better, if you can believe that. Like, season one knocked me on my ass. Season two was just is here. Look, season two of this show is probably one of the best seasons of any show. You can put this up against Breaking Bad. You can put it up against The Wire. You can put it up against all of those top 5 shows that people list. Season two. So I'm sorry to go off about this whole time about Fargo, but goddamn, it's a great show. I really, really enjoyed it. All right. Now on to less happy matters. This weekend, we had yet another mass shooting. And this was, what is it with these motherfuckers who are so goddamn miserable? They come to us, and they shoot us down in our moments of glee, of enjoyment, of pleasure. You were that fucking miserable. You go and shoot up a church. You shoot up a supermarket. You shoot up a movie theater. This happened to be a club where people are dancing and they're minding their own fucking business. And this son of a bitch comes in with an AR-15. What are you hunting with an AR-15? What are you hunting? It's the worst fucking hunter I've ever heard of that needs an AR-15 to take down a deer. People have been using bow and arrow forever, and now all of a sudden you need, something that fires 100 rounds a minute. Struck down 5 beautiful lives. Young. And ironically, so we this was 5 dead and 18 were wounded. This happened the night before Transgender Day of Remembrance, which occurs annually on November 20th to honor victims of anti-trans violence. Police identified the victims as Daniel Aston, Derek Rump, Kelly Loving, Ashley Paw, and Raymond Vance. I believe Daniel Aston and Derek Rump were both bartenders at the place. And the shooter was actually tackled. He was tackled by 2 guys who were unarmed. 2 guys, Richard Fierro, who is an ex-military guy, and Thomas James. So Richard attacked the guy. He tackled him, somehow got the gun out of his hand and was hitting him with the gun to subdue him. And then Thomas jumps in and okay, he did unfortunately kill 5 people before that happened. But imagine how much worse it could have been if these guys didn't have, these 2 gay men had more courage, more spine, more selflessness in them than an entire police force in Uvalde. Armed. An entire armed police force. These guys just didn't even think about it. Just boom, jumped into action. I can't even imagine being in that situation and responding like that. And I would like to think that's in me. You just don't know until it happens to you. The they call him a suspect. I guess that's. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. Philosophy is correcting me. He says Richard is not gay. You're right. Yeah, he did. He did mention his wife too. Sorry about that. Thank you for that correction. Um, the suspect. Why are you calling him a suspect? I guess it's he hasn't officially been charged yet. 22-year-old Anderson Lee Aldrich, who is in police custody at the hospital. And he reportedly, he was previously in police, involved in a police incident in which he threatened to blow up his mother with homemade bombs. Threatening to cause harm to her with a homemade bomb, multiple weapons, and ammunition. His mom, and somehow this guy is not in care of any mental health facility. He's just out and about, waiting to unleash his hatred. It's crazy. That's part of what is wrong with this system that allows people to be gunned down. And his grandfather, turns out his grandfather is an ultra MAGA Republican by the name of Randy Vopel. This guy thought that January 6th was just like the American Revolution. So many things I hate about this never-ending debate. When we say the problem is the guns, then they say, oh, guns don't kill people, people kill people. Yeah, but these people who are killing people, if all they had access to was a knife, for instance, you couldn't kill 50 people in the span of 3 minutes. Like most likely, you probably kill 1 or 2 people before you get your ass beat to a pulp. It's a lot harder to do that when somebody has automatic weapon. How many times have we heard about an unarmed person taking down somebody with who's got an AR-15? You never hear about that. It's usually, if it ever happens at all, it's cops who shoot the suspect dead. That's it. Or the suspect takes their own life. That's it. That's how it ends. You also get these idiots who say, "Oh, what about Chicago?" I love that. Oh, why don't you talk about what's happening in Chicago? Why? Because there's so many black people there. There's black gang violence. Yeah. And in Chicago, they go out of state and they get their guns where the gun laws are lax. That's what's up with Chicago. So why don't we talk about Chicago? Because it's just a rhetorical loop. That's why, you jackasses. And yes, it is still the guns. And the NRA continuously keeps enough Republicans in their pockets with if they don't have an A rating, it might as well be an F. An A rating from the NRA means you will do whatever they tell you to do. So, yeah, somebody just asked a question here I think is important. That damn Alaska Cindy wants to know, why is she getting all of the RWNJ shit on her feed? It's right-wing. I want to say it's right-wing nut jobs. Is that right? Is that what RWNJ means? I'm gonna say it's right-wing nut jobs. We're gonna come back to to that question, just please remind me before when I get to that. But before we do, we have to talk about the Georgia runoff, which is happening on December 6th. Now, what happens on December 6th? We get to, Georgia gets to elect, or re-elect, I should say, Raphael Warnock. They have to re-elect Raphael Warnock. Why? Because any other outcome is unacceptable. Sorry. I'm sure Herschel Walker was a great football player in his prime. I'm sure of it. Yeah. I'm sure he probably should have had better padding in his helmet and should have taken a lot fewer shots to the head. But Raphael Warnock is just a good man. And putting aside the obvious, yeah, he is intelligent and he's articulate and he's responsible and he's hardworking. And you know what? Right there at the top of most Republican voters lists, the most important thing, he's a man of God, for God's sake. He's a reverend. It's a reverend. He talks the talk and walks the walk. He hasn't denied the existence of any of his children. And he's already been doing the job and doing it well for Georgians. He cares about the lives of Georgians, where, Herschel Walker is trying to convince people that Medicare is a bad thing. Seriously, this is a serious problem. Anyway, I mentioned earlier that there's good news for Georgia. First, we reported a little while back that there's some obscure law that says that there can be no early voting on the Saturday after Thanksgiving because that's the rule. Somebody made it up a long time ago, and that's what we do now. But no, that is according to a Georgia appeals court, they refused to block Georgians from doing early voting. You'd think, this is a democracy, that Republicans would want more people to vote, right? Because their ideas are so popular. If more people vote, then their candidate should do well, shouldn't they? They love to show us those maps. Those maps they love to show that's all red. You guys got so many voters. What are you worried about? We just have little tiny blue dots. That's all we have that have millions of votes. They got millions of votes. Yeah. So the good news number one is that Georgians will be able to vote early and often. I'm kidding. Only one time, of course, because we don't cheat. They love when they lose. They're like, "Oh, you guys are cheating. You cheated." We don't tell our voters not to use early voting. We don't tell our voters not to use the mail-in ballots, which make it so much easier for people who are disabled or old, and just, they're not physically capable of getting their ass to the polls. Luckily, Really American is providing rides to the polls, rides free of charge. Well, because we're paying for them, but people that don't have transportation need to get to the polls. We're getting them there. So that's a great thing. And those of you who have been retweeting that link and donating to that link, I appreciate your support of our program. We did help tremendously in the year 2020 flip the election for Reverend Warnock and John Ossoff. But the other bit of good news is that we get to bring somebody off of our bench. Somebody. That someone is President Barack Obama. Some troll said on one of my tweets, he was like, "Oh yeah, you guys, Democrats are so unpopular that you have to bring this guy who's kind of popular 14 years ago to support your candidate." Hey, guess what? There is like nobody more popular in the Democratic Party than President Obama, except maybe Joe Biden, but I don't know. President Obama's got he's just got that swag. People just want to be around him. So yeah. Look, I was in the room. My very first rally ever was in Pennsylvania when President Obama was there with President Biden and Josh Shapiro, who, by the way, Josh Shapiro, guys, pay attention to Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania. That dude, he is going to be president one day. Guarantee it. Pay attention to Josh. Remember, you heard it here. Josh Shapiro, that dude has it. He has that it factor. What President Obama had, Josh Shapiro has it. Mark my words. But anyway, I was in that room when President Obama was announced, and you could power, like 10 city buildings with the electricity that was in that room when they said his name. People just lost their minds like an idiot. My hand was covering the speaker on my phone, so I couldn't capture like the full energy. Like that place was shaking when they announced his name. So I'm really excited that President Obama's coming out in support of Reverend Warnock, who is seriously just a fantastic candidate. And I like the fact that he doesn't have that killer edge to him. Like he could have really, really, really embarrassed Herschel Walker, but that's not where he's at. That's not him. That's not him. And I like that. I like the vibe you get off of Reverend Warnock. Really solid, nice guy. Let's talk about this person who is not a nice guy at all. And and let's address Alaska Cindy's question, or that damn Alaskan wanted to know why is she getting all the right-wing nut jobs on her feed now. And I told you guys that has been happening to me for you know what? Let me just turn this off for a minute. Sorry. Maybe I should have done that a while back. But that's different. It's quiet. It's quiet now. I had been getting just a deluge of trolls for the past month on my feed. And then it got even worse when Elon stepped in, his Twitter account has something like over 100 million followers. 70% of them are bots. And it's so strange that he claims that, he wanted to know where these bots are coming from. Well, dude, there are websites online, available that can help you identify these bots or fake followers, and you can blow them away. You can. I've used it 3 times. I've used that app 3 times. It's called Fake. What is it? Twitter Audit. There's another program out there. I forget the name of that. That one I think is called Fake Followers. But Twitter Audit. I think for the free version, you can blow away, I don't know, like 10,000 fake accounts. But for accounts like mine, you have to pay. I forget what it was like $30, to blow away an unlimited number of trolls. And I've done that 2 or 3 times in the past 4 years. So I think my account is like 5% fake bots, which is good. but I'm not willing to spend any more money cleaning out my Twitter account. I just can't. It seems like when he took control, it seems like he brought even more bots with him. So every time I tweet, 80% of my replies are angry Musk bots who are, half of their profiles say crypto or Bitcoin on them, that kind of thing. Anyway, he created a fake drama this weekend by posting a poll asking whether or not he should reinstate Donald Trump on Twitter. Here, Philosophy is posting something here. Block Party lets you specifically use words and followers numbers. Excuse me, $4.99 a month. Wow, that's actually very reasonable. Block Party, Philosophy. Feel free to put that information, or I guess that's it, right? Just type that into the Apple App Store or the Google Play. Thank you for that. So yeah, he was asking all of Twitter what he should do. The verdict was already baked in, you guys. He already knew what he was going to do. He wanted to make it seem like it was a democratic process. This was not some scientific poll. It was just Twitter. I remember my buddy T-Pain. T-Pain used to post polls on Twitter, and he knew beforehand that the trolls were going to hijack his poll, and that would always happen. So the bots jumped all over this, and the final number was 52% in favor of and 48% against. And out of that 48%, I had people sending me DMs or replying on my tweets. Brooklyn Dad, please, you have to vote. You have to vote in this. It's important. Every vote counts. Now, I believe that every vote counts when it comes to our elections. I do. And we've already seen multiple examples where somebody like that guy in Connecticut won by one vote. Other people have won by a handful of votes in this election, 2022. But this is a Twitter poll. The only winner in this Twitter poll is Elon Musk, because he already had the numbers. So the verdict was to reinstate Donald Trump onto Twitter, and that sent a seismic, shock through the Twitterverse. He wrote here, the people have spoken. Trump will be reinstated. Vox Populi, Vox Dei, which he actually, that's not the whole quote, that Vox Populi, Vox Dei, he's trying to sound cool and smart. That's when you take the whole quote in context, it doesn't even sound half as cool as how he wanted it to sound. So he reactivated Donald Trump's account. And I was watching the numbers, like when he first brought him back, his account was at like 110,000 followers for like the first hour. And then slowly it climbed up to like 1 million followers, and then 2 million. I think now it might be back to 85 or 86 million, which is what it was before he was booted off of Twitter. And some of you guys out there in the audience will remember that moment, because I damn near laughed myself into a heart attack when that happened. Oh, that was funny. But yeah, so he's technically back because his account, if he were to pick up his phone and decide to post a tweet, his account has been active since Saturday night, right? He could tweet if he wants to, but he hasn't tweeted. And why hasn't he tweeted? Well, apparently he has a deal with Truth Social, that crappy ass app that That's his. Yeah, apparently, if he tweets, I don't know, he breaks the contract or something. Um, so ever since then, people on Twitter have been like, "That's it, I'm out of here. I'm out. If Trump is back, I'm gone." I understand, guys. I understand if you feel that way. I do. You know, it feels like you let the shittiest person you know back onto the platform where he could potentially use his platform and use his voice to spread more lies, to incite more violence. Um, but the alternative is you leave, you are ceding ground to the shittiest people on that app. It means, like, if we were, give me a perfect example. If we were in The Walking Dead, right? And it's us against the zombies, you know, and one of us leaves or several of us leaves, that's less people to fight off the zombies and to survive. And I don't know if you guys watch. I'm sorry, this might be a bad example if you guys haven't followed The Walking Dead, but the whole purpose of The Walking Dead, I believe, is that it's all about the survival of humanity, right? The zombies themselves are just an obstacle, but really the scariest challenges that humans have to deal with are other humans. Yeah. It's always the other humans that are the nastiest thing in The Walking Dead. They commit atrocities to other survivors of, like, you would think in a zombie apocalypse, hey, we're all human, let's all band together and let's be safe as a group, right? But that's not how it goes. You get people who, you know, um, I have more guns, so I'm gonna take your shit and maybe I'll kill you. And some people got raped and, like, it's terrible. So nobody's getting killed or raped on Twitter. I'm just trying to make an analogy that don't leave us, don't leave us to fight against these jackasses. There's strength in numbers. Philosophy is a good thing. Thank you, philosophy. So it's about man's ability to deal with man. And when you say man, we also mean woman. Anyway, the drama continued today, where this account, Cat Turd, I can't believe this is an actual account. It's a right-wing account, which has me blocked, by the way, and preemptively blocked. I had never engaged with this Cat Turd before, and I found out one day I couldn't read their tweets because they blocked me. 48 hours since Elon Musk reinstated President Trump's Twitter account, and the world still hasn't ended. Oh, is that what we thought was going to happen? And then Elon Musk replies to Cat Turd, elevating that right-wing troll account, and says, and it turns out that Trent 9-inch Nails Reznor is actually a crybaby. What does he mean by that? Trent Reznor is the front man for the very cool rock band 9-inch Nails. At some level, the fact that Trent Reznor left Twitter because of Elon Musk, it cuts him deep. It cuts him to the bone, because Elon Musk is a billionaire, but he is, like, psychologically, emotionally, a stunted frat boy. He is a child in a man's body with a man's budget, who was maybe starved for attention, who was starved for acceptance. He probably got teased and bullied a lot in school. And now he's taking that shit out on the planet. He's using his money to be somebody. And other celebrities have been leaving slowly but surely. I still say, you know what? Don't go. Hang in there. We kicked Spanky's ass before. We'll do it again, for crying out loud. An excellent point that Fox Hill Dreams is making here. I've seen made before. Elon never created. His father owned emerald mines. Yes, this is true. And so thirsty Elon Musk has been posting memes on Twitter, trying to entice Donald Trump, trying to get him to come back. So here is one meme he posted, which shows Lois from the Family Guy looking at a bottle of pills. And in this meme, Lois is Donald Trump, and the bottle of pills is Trump's reinstated Twitter account. So this is what the guy has been using, spending his time doing. Great investment, by the way, for $44 billion. You paid $44 billion to post memes on Twitter. You paid $44 billion to post memes, to lock your employees out of the building because you're afraid that they will hijack the platform. You fired all the talent there that was going to help you. And now it's probably going to be more expensive to get more talent because they've all heard what kind of shit show you've turned the place into. Gail wants to know if that's ivermectin. I don't know what that is. And here is a very interesting post from you guys know, normally I don't deal with posts from Truth Social, but this is interesting, right? Because Elon Musk is spending all of this time and energy trying to entice Donald Trump to come back to the platform. Why? Because he wants more users. Elon Musk wants to prove that he can bring more users, and that's probably part of the reason why he's creating so much drama. He's creating a lot of drama at Twitter. Why? For eyeballs, because people love to look at a train wreck. Can't turn away. And so he's been bragging over the past few weeks, most Twitter users ever. But here is an interesting post from Donald Trump several months ago, I think. This might have been back in April. He says, when Elon Musk came to the White House asking me for help on all of his many subsidized projects, whether it's electric cars that don't drive long enough, driverless cars that crash, or rocket ships to nowhere, without which subsidies he'd be worthless, and telling me how he was a big Trump fan and Republican, I could have said, drop to your knees and beg, and he would have done it. And what happened? Sure enough, Elon Musk posted a salacious meme, basically suggesting it was like a woman looking over her shoulder, bending over, looking over her shoulder back at a priest. She's trying to entice the priest. The priest is busy like praying or whatever and not looking at her naked rear. This meme, I'm sure Tesla's stockholders are brimming with confidence that their CEO is right in the head. So that's the deal. I think it's premature for anybody to be panicking about Donald Trump I think it's not only do I think it's premature, I think it's unnecessary, totally unnecessary. Like we lived with him on Twitter for all that time, you know. Um, you don't have to follow him. Oh shit, philosophy. Thank you again, my friend. He said that Trump impression is better than my singing voice. Well, that's not hard. My singing voice is shite. It's shite. But we've handled him before. We can handle him again, you know. And I've been, like I told you guys before, I've been living with these Musk bots for the past month. It's the same old shit. Same old shit. It's like it's a handful of people. Imagine it's just a handful of people that each control like 20 bots, maybe 50 bots or whatever. So they have a limited number of things that they say to engage you with. Um, and that's pretty much it. Their whole thing is getting you to engage with them. And I'm guilty. I am guilty of engaging with them way too fucking much. They do waste my time. And I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it. I'm going to try to pull back, but sometimes they say things. Oh yeah, yeah. They say things to reel you in. And what happens when they reel you in? Then you're not posting tweets to raise awareness about the Georgia election. You're not posting tweets to raise awareness about the achievements of the Biden administration. You know, and I'm guilty as hell. I'm guilty. I'm ashamed of myself. Try to do better. I had to delete a tweet earlier today because I found myself sinking to Elon's level with a tweet. I posted or reposted a meme that I initially thought was clever, but then after about a half hour of it being up there, I was like, you know what? This could possibly um, be seen as some kind of homophobic message, and I don't want that shit on my timeline. So I just deleted it, and I apologize to you guys because that's that is not me at all. We're human, and so this is we are learning. We are learning how to be our best, not worst selves. And that's what Elon and Trump have in common, is that both of them, they appeal to the worst in people. They give their admirers and their followers permission to be the shittiest version of themselves as possible. And it's harder. It's harder, much harder to be virtuous, to be a good person. People talk about virtue signaling, whatever. Fuck that that nonsense. There's nothing wrong with being virtuous and being good, striving to do better. I mean, isn't that what Jesus would have wanted? Wouldn't he want us to strive to follow his example? We're going to fall. We're going to falter. Sure. But we're not, it's so easy to be a dickhead, to be an asshole. It's very easy to do that. It's harder to do the right thing and just like mute. I can't tell you how many times these trolls get up in my in my brain, and I want to tell them, you know what? I want to tell them something about their mother or their wife, like really, I'm being real. Like, I want to tell them some vile shit to hurt them, but you can't hurt them. They're not even, I believe that most of those bots are just, just programmed. So at the end of that exchange, yeah, sure, you said some vile shit that could possibly get you suspended. They could get you suspended, and then your piece is taken off the board, and then their job is done. So Tina G, Tina G got my back, but don't let them take you off the board, my friend. Don't. She said she wants to rip their heads off for the comments they make to me. It's fine, you know. Um, I do have to remind myself, and I'm going to remind you guys too, that too much time on the Twitter is unhealthy. Oh, Cha Cha, there she is. Thank you, Cha Cha. That is very kind, very generous of you. Thank you for that kind donation. Thank you. Um, too much time on the Twitter, especially these days, definitely not good. Definitely not good. In fact, earlier today, you know, wifey was just like, you should take a break. Just take a break. Because I was frustrated. I was getting frustrated and angry. And yeah, that's it. So I'm not sure about a show later on in the week because I know Wednesday is usually for Thanksgiving. People are cooking, people are getting ready for dinner. And then Thursday is all about the football and the eating of the turkey and the food coma and everything. And then Friday is all about the shopping. So so if I'm able to, I will throw up another one of these late night with BDDs. Otherwise, I will be seeing you guys next week. So let's see. Here we go. Do we have any questions? Any questions out there from you guys? From you guys? Look at the Damalazkin. I want to second this comment here. Philosophy is our friend. Our friend on Twitter is known as Jonathan Slater. And dude, I don't know where you get those pictures and those videos, but those are gems. Those are gems, you know. I like coming across your stuff because it's almost like what Mariana Z does, but different. You know, she has her jokes and her stuff is very apolitical. It's not political at all. Every once in a while she'll throw a political thing, but mostly it's jokes. Your stuff is like timeline cleanse all day long. And so finding your tweet, it's almost like if you're playing a video game and you got shot with arrows or whatever by the enemy in that video game, your tweets are like the health like the little health suitcase that heals you. That's what your tweets are. So thank you for what you do, man. It's very important. I don't think you realize that. It's great just to have those peppered all over to make somebody smile or laugh. Those are, or, you know, sometimes you have some very weird pictures too. All that stuff. Excellent. If you guys are not following Jonathan Slater, you're missing some excellent content there. So once again, you guys, let's see. Oh, here's an excellent one here. Danny Dimes. I hope Elon deletes your account. These are the same people that will say, oh, Trump is living in your head rent free. Guys. And the same people who will also say Elon Musk is here to bring free speech back just as soon as you block Brooklyn Dad's free speech because he doesn't deserve free speech. It's free speech only for the right wing. Stupid. Such nonsense. Cindy C wants to know, do you think Jack Dorsey will take that $44 billion to rehire Musk's firees and build a better, much improved social platform? Sorry to say, I don't think Jack is working against Elon. I think they are like this. I think they're friends and they got something going on. I'm not sure what it is, but have you ever seen hunting in the wild? Like two lionesses, for instance, they work in packs and they will often one lioness will chase their prey in a certain direction, and where they chase that prey to, the other lioness who's waiting for them over here, So I feel like they might be up to some shit like that. I don't trust. Jack Dorsey gave up this platform knowing fully well who Elon Musk is as a person. He knows who he is, and they're friends. So, this is a great question. Ness wants to know, how are you and the wife doing in fantasy football this season? So, you recall last season I was giving you guys updates. This season I've been pissed. My team sucks. And this week I was defeated by wifey. And we were neck and neck for a while there. And then the last night she blew me away. I think right now she might have 140 points to my 112. Oh well. Anyway, her team is doing very well. Her victory puts her to a record of 8 wins and 3 losses. I'm going to knock on wood. If her team keeps going as it's going, she could realistically make the playoffs, because the rest of us, when I say the rest of us, like the whole league has just been all middling. Going into this week, I was 5-5, and 8 other guys are 5-5. Well, actually, now I'm 5-6. So wait, no, not that one. Yeah, that's the sound for my fantasy football team. But let's see. The cats are doing well, actually. One of our cats, Kobe, was sneezing repeatedly, almost like not nonstop, but like a lot every day, sneezing. So we just took her to the vet the other day, and what was it, last week? Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday? And no, it was further back. Anyway, she's fine. She's fine, apparently. We got her some antibiotics, and now no more sneezing. So she's good. Scott says, please tell me, BDD, you don't do Black Friday shopping. I do not. No. No, going as far back as I can recall, at least the past 12 years, never made sense to me. People get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to go stand online in the cold and waiting for the doors to open just so you can get shoved and pushed and, fight somebody else for a limited number of. Nah, that's not my thing at all. And Corey Lord says, have you been encouraging people to vote for Warnock every day, multiple times a day? And in fact, as soon as I finish this show, I will be doing that again, because, we got to win this. There's a very big difference between having 50 senators, 50 Democratic senators, and 51. 51 is a huge difference. 51 means we can control committees. And that's big. That's very big. So yes, I am encouraging folks to vote for Raphael Warnock. Am I having a big family dinner for Thanksgiving? No, our family dinners are small, just the 4 of us. And it's that's how we like it, Oh, we do have to go out and get some sparkling cider. I do love the sparkling cider. Peach flavored is delicious. Grape is good too. Apple is good. What's on the menu for Thanksgiving? Is wifey cooking or will? No, wifey will be we'll be cooking. We've spent the past few days gathering um, ingredients. We got the chicken. We're going to have chicken, not turkey. I'm not a big fan of turkey. I know a lot of people do love turkey. It's just, I can eat turkey. I'm not a huge fan of it. Stuffing. I love stuffing. And we're having chicken stuffing, um, broccoli, cranberry sauce, yams, mac and cheese, biscuits, sweet potato pie. And I can't think of what else. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, you guys. Yeah, I have. That's all I'm gonna say. I've said what I'm gonna say, and that's all I'm saying. I hope you all have a wonderful first. Thank you all for joining me for another wonderful episode of Late Night with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, aka Brooklyn Dad, and I really hope you guys have a nice, relaxing, entertaining holiday. I hope you have fun with the families as much as you can on Thanksgiving. I know sometimes that's a touchy subject when some folks do have a big Thanksgiving dinner, and maybe you have some relatives that you're not too crazy about. Oh my God. I hope you guys don't have to deal with too many Trumper relatives during your dinner. And if you do, I hope God gives you the patience to to have a good one. That's it. If you have not yet gotten your shot, what's it going to take? Then just get the shot. Wear your mask. Keep your social distance 6 feet or better. And remember, please, that next Wednesday, I will be joined by Noel Kasler, who I was texting with today. Is a great guy. And I look forward to him bringing his stories onto Storytime with BDD. So until next week, I love you all. Peace. Oh shit. The Niners won today. They're at 8-10. Likely that means that, let me see. I'm going to actually take a look while you guys are all here and see how badly wifey beat me. Let's see how bad this number is. Because she has the what do you call it? She has the San Francisco 49ers defense. And if they kept Arizona to 10 points, let's see what the score is. Oh yeah, okay. She beat me 137 to 114. Her defense had 13 points. That's pretty good. Pretty good. What do I think about turning the clocks back? I like getting that hour back. I don't like giving it up. I do like getting it back. I used to love eggnog. Now, not so much. The taste is good, but something way back when turned me off to dairy drinks. Yay or nay? BDD, next week's guest, Noel, will you ask him about TF, the former guy's use of drugs behind the scenes? Absolutely. In fact, he did tell me some stuff about it when we were together at the White House. That's where I met Noel the first time. So, yeah, we'll definitely have him cover that in detail. Oh, look at me there. All right, you guys. Well, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So, once again, thank you all for joining me. But it's that time. You need to leave. Peace.